Hey traders, this is a Cowboy. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about Tesla and take a look at the chart and see where we are on it. And all right, I think this stock, it's been obviously in the media attention for for a little bit now, with its rise from $178 a share back in June 3rd to almost 1800 here in July, around July 13, July 14th. And I wanted to dissect this count a little bit and see where we are, because I think we're reaching some major inflection point into the chart, and I want to take a look and see what it tells us. All right, so I'm going to take my measuring tool from here, actually my Elliott wave tool, and we'll start measuring some of these legs and see where we are. So I'm going to start from the lows, because everything up to here, it's been a nice correction up into this 176 zone. So we're going to measure from these lows, and we're going to go, I'm going to look at the first impulse here. So I'm going to count this as a wave 1. We have a nice kind of clear correction coming from these highs down here. So that's going to be a 2. And now we have a nice long, very clear, strong advance. And I'm going to consider this being a third wave. It's usually the longest wave of the sequence is the one that's the most powerful, and I like the degree of the advance. It has all the characteristics of a long third wave. Then we obviously have a big correction coming here during the month of March, when we had a major sell-off into the stock market. So I'm going to do this as a wave 4, and somewhere up here we're going to get a fifth wave. So just by looking at this chart from the lows to the highs, I can start to identify a pretty nice, clear, impulsive pattern. Now let's see what's going on inside this third wave and how we can kind of split that. We're going to go with this wave 3. We're going to decompose it as an impulse. And, I'll just let the software kind of guide me a little bit here and just say, okay, this is a wave 1 of the lows. You have a wave 2. This wave 3, let's decompose this, see if we have a nice impulse on here. So if we go maybe from these lows, we can see, and okay, maybe this wave 1 moves over here, this wave 2 is back here. Now you have kind of a strong third wave advance up here. This is just a nice acceleration gap on here for the third wave of 4 and a 5. So I got my structure pretty clean in this third wave. And then you have a pretty long, very nice extended fifth wave on here, right? So you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, an extended fifth for the third, a major sell-off in a wave 4. Notice how our fourth wave decline here comes into the area of a fourth wave of a lesser degree, which is beautiful, and that's what you would like to see from a fourth wave decline, comparing with the previous fourth wave. So I'm good there. Now what's going on from this fourth wave decline up into this highs? Let's see how we can identify what's going on in this leg on here, right? So I'm just going to take the tool again and start from the lows of this wave 4, and just going to go, okay, I notice an impulse move, so that's a wave 1. I notice a corrective pattern up here, that's a wave 2. And then we have this kind of, funky rise up here, right? This is a third wave because it's nice and impulsive. It's straight up. We got a gap up here, again, an acceleration gap, maybe a small exhaustion gap as part of this wave third. So you go in a 3, maybe a flat in 4, an ABC for the 4, and now, we're in a fifth wave. So you notice a fifth wave. That's pretty characteristics for Tesla. Another extended fifth wave up on here, because a lot of people are shorting the stock. So when that happens, you tend to get this squeezes up here in a fifth wave. Now, question is, this can be a flat, or listen to this can be a very simple triangle. If you're not happy with this move, you can put this fourth wave as a triangle on here, and you can have a third wave advance like that, and you have a triangle in A, B, C, D, E, and that's a fourth wave. So I'm good with that also. No matter what, this is clearly a third wave advance, and I like how it looks. I like how it kind of divides on here. Now what's going on? We always know that triangles precede the final wave of a sequence, so that's the fifth wave advance. Now let's see what happens with this inside this fifth wave. So I'm going to take this, decompose it, and go in an impulse, and we're going to take this wave 1, up in here. You can count in there an advance. You can have this as a 2 or this as a 2 on here, right? And then we take the third, and then possible fourth wave in here, and then just another small fifth wave, right? So there is a chance here that this fifth wave is done. I can go here to a 6-hour chart and just look at this and say, well, let me just kind of do this here. There you go, like that. Even lower to a 3-hour, and then just kind of look inside the structure, right? It's a wave 1, you have a nice ABC up here for the 2, and then you have another 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is a third wave advance. Let's decompose that as well. So we're going to decompose it as an impulse. And if I go to a 2-hour, we'll see just a little bit better. So you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's our third. Okay, now, are we going to get a fourth wave on here? Possible triangle, or is this wave complete? Could we consider this wave 5 here? Up here you have an exhaustion gap here as part of this fifth wave, and the move is done, and now we're starting to correct lower. It's possible, and the way we would do that, it would be we would need to take this wave 3, and instead of being up here, we would need to put it back up here into this structure right there, and then take this fourth, put it up here, and then have a fifth wave done. I think it's a little bit stretching onto the count, and it's not real clean. So let's give Tesla a little bit of room here to develop as part of a fourth wave. And you know, just by looking inside the structure on here, we can see what I'm trying to say is that I don't think there's a lot of juice left into Tesla. Either this move is done, you have an exhaustion gap here, and this is complete, and we're going to correct much lower, okay, back towards 900, or we have a little bit of a fourth wave, maybe triangle pattern on here that's going to develop something like this. We do one more fifth, and then we correct. So I would suggest to anybody that is long either to tighten up their positions or start to think about, you know, a mature progression in Tesla. I'm going to go to a 45-minute chart on here as well, and I'm going to take a look at what's going on here in this fourth wave, if my charts are here loading up here slowly, but kind of going to the 45-minute. I was looking at this is possibly getting, you know, maybe a zigzag up here into this move. And the reason is because I think this move from the top is in 5 waves, and I'm going to get a wave A down, and then I'm getting a 3-wave rise up here in part of a B wave. So this is your A, this is your triangle in B, you have up in C into the 618, and this is an A, B, and then you can come down in C. You can complete this fourth wave moves over here, and then you do one more rise back up here. You're going to get major divergence into the price, into the RSI, and then we sell lower. So I don't think Tesla is going to be, you know, there's a big probability of Tesla of passing $2,000 at this moment. I think we're going to get a big correction after this fifth wave. It's finished. Now, near term, you know, you can notice if I go in on a 20-minute chart, you can notice how this move, you know, it pulls back into the 618 levels, and it's kind of struggling with this move. And this is kind of clearly a triangle. If I decompose it here, and I'm going to go, you know, as a triangle in here, it's pretty standard. You have an A, B, C, D, and E, or you know, it's just kind of sideways. So it's hard for me to consider this impulsive, this correction done, and then go in a 1, 2, you know, it's hard to go bullish on Tesla at the moment. So this corrective pattern is going to continue. If this whole thing wants to be part of a triangle, then it has to look something like this. I'm going to have to delete this, and I'm going to go in a wave 4 and decompose this as a triangle. And this is going to have to be a wave A down in some kind of a zigzag, and then this is going to be you know, a wave B in here, right into the 618. Then we'll get a wave C down, a D, and an E for a fourth, something like that, kind of moving sideways. One more push up and we're done. Okay, so pay attention on Tesla, guys. I think it's starting to run on fumes. We're getting a major divergence up here, and you know, once this wave fifth is completed and this larger degree fifth wave, it's also done, you're getting you know, 3 degrees of trend here on the completion. We're gonna get a major sell-off. If I go back to a 1-day chart, this is kind of how this looks. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, that means that the next decline is going to come down to at least $1,000, if not, you know, very, I mean, you can just do a fib zone retracement, and I can try to do that, from these lows all the way, let's see, to some highs that we have on here. Probable highs at about 1930. You can get a 38% will pull you to about 770. A 50% will put you to about 580, and I'm not going to be surprised if this happens. Let me take you to my other count on here, which is this count, which is a little bit more bullish, and I'm going to give you my argument for this count as well. So you can always count, you can also count this move in Tesla as a wave 1 up. So you go in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, you got an extended fifth wave, but instead of this being a fourth wave like we've had it in the other degree, this is a second wave pullback. We are going in a wave 1 up. We are coming in a wave 2 in a simple A, B, C decline, and a 3-wave decline on here. And then you come down into the 618. Now you do a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is when the wave count starts to align. You can see that on both counts, we are reaching very important levels in Tesla. So even if this move it's about to continue much, much higher towards eventually 5,500 in Tesla, towards 1618 multiple of wave 1. We are still going to need to pull back on here for a second wave. All right. I'm identifying a nice 5-wave impulsive move. And if this is wave 1 of this wave 3, it would be something like this. So this is a 1, 2. Then you have another 1, 2 on here. Come back to this 4th wave. And then do another 3, 4, and 5 to get towards the 1618. All right. So either way, we're going to come back. What I like here is that if you measure this rise up here from this low into this high, and then if you measure a rise from this low up into this high, you're reaching 100% at about 1920. Okay. You're also reaching about 100% of this 5th wave of distance travel between wave 1 and wave 3 compared with this. All right, so I'm identifying a nice zone of fib levels up into these 1920, 1950 levels that I think Tesla is going to pull back from. All right, so in both counts, on the bullish count and in a more bearish count, we're reaching levels where Tesla is going to have to pull back. I mean, it's going to have to. I say it like I know exactly that that's going to happen. Markets, we don't have certainties in the markets, right? So these are all probabilities. So I'm talking, there is a big chance that this is going to happen, and we're going to start pulling back in here. All right, so pay attention to this, and if you want to play on a short side on Tesla, you can start building short positions up into these levels. The problem is here you don't have places to put stops, so I would definitely wait for these moves up here to kind of continue to finish. This could be an ABC, so a short position can be taken with a stop against the highs up here at about 1790, and this is not trading advice. And whenever you put money to the risk in the markets, you're going to lose them, and there is a big chance of that. So trade it on your risk. This is not financial advice. All right, you shouldn't listen to me. I'm presenting to you some cases for Tesla and for what I think it's about to happen in here. So think about this. If you're trading short, then the stops have to be above these highs. And then, if you get stopped out, then you got to wait for another confirmation of a high and then try it again onto the short side. But I think this trend is mature, and I would definitely not long Tesla at these levels. I would wait for a pretty major pullback before you can reinitiate longs into this beautiful stock. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. If you like this content, thumbs up, and subscribe to the notification bell. Leave your comments below what you think, and come visit us into the pro room. You can see the links below. And we trade cryptos, and we look at the S&P 500. Sometimes we look at stocks like this, and I see you next time. Bye bye.